Hi friends, I'm Sophie and welcome back to my channel, Sophie Lavers Yoga. Today's class is part 1 of a 2-part series on yoga for achieving your middle split. So today we'll do a yoga flow and stretch, and next week we'll do a daily stretch for the middle splits. When you're ready, let's start laying down on the mat in extended butterfly pose. Soles of the feet together, knees nice and wide. Let's sweep the arms up over the head, take the back of the elbows, find this beautiful open position here. Just take a couple of breaths, feeling nice and present, ready for this flow and stretch, something a little different today. I think you'll enjoy it. Then from there, opening the eyes, let's take the right leg, draw the knee in towards the chest. You can keep the left foot flat on the floor or stretch it long, and we'll just start with some hip circles. So we'll warm up, mobilize the body, particularly the hips, and then come into some stretches. 4 one way and then back the other way, really feeling this thigh bone move around through the hip socket. And then from there, let's take single leg happy baby. You can either take the arm behind the knee, take the lower leg, or maybe the outsides of the foot, even bend this leg up if that's better for you, and drop this knee down towards the armpit. Deep breaths there, really sending that breath down into the hip space. Encouraging the hips to open. And then we'll take a twist. It's always a nice way to start the class. Take the knee across the body, stretch the right arm wide, turn the head if it feels good. Coming back through center, let's take the other side. Drawing the left leg up, stretching the right leg long if that feels good for you. Let's take those hip circles. Circling around one way, doesn't matter which way you go first. And then back the other way. Making sure to go nice and wide, drawing it in, taking it across the body. Very nice. And single leg happy baby, taking the hand position that works for you. Draw the knee down towards the armpit. Bend the underneath leg if that works best for you. And let's come into our twist. Taking the left leg across the body. Arm comes wide, turn the head if it feels good. And then back to center, rocking yourself up, finding a tabletop position. Wrists directly under shoulders, knees under hips. We'll start with a bit of a barrel roll, circling around to the right, chest comes low, lifting, arching through the back. Let's take 4 one way. Really working into the side of the body here, as well as mobilizing through the spine. And then back the other way. Feeling into each part of the movement, not letting any part of the barrel roll miss out. And then from there, let's come to just rock back. We'll come to Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees nice and wide. Start by sitting up nice and tall. And then from there, link the fingers, pressing forward, lifting nice and high. Take the arms wide, and just for a little bit of core work, rounding through the back of the body. Let's come forward once again. Pressing forward, lifting high, arms come wide, scooping back. And again. Last one. really good to work the body in different ways, which is what I'm going to try to do today a little bit. We'll take it the other way. Arms circle around, coming forward, so hinging straight forward and then scooping back. Again, lift, lengthen forward, scooping back. 2 more times. Forward, scooping back. Last time. And back. All the way up high. Beautiful. Coming forward once again, find your downward facing dog. Hands spread nice and wide, fingers spread nice and wide. Dropping the heels down towards the earth here. Chest comes through, find that stretch through the back of the body. From here, right leg comes forward to our crescent lunge. Lift the arms. Drop the back knee down. We're taking a hip flexor stretch. It's really stretching through the front of this hip. Take a side bend over this right leg. You'll find a little more of the stretch. Then from there, let's come to Skandasana. So we're starting through some dynamic stretches for the inner thighs. At the front of the mat, transfer the weight to the back of the mat, transfer back to the front. From there, we'll come to our high plank, either knees or toes. Lower down. Let's take cobra for the first round. Pull back, downward facing dog. Let's take the other side. Crescent lunge. Lift the arms. Drop the back knee down. Take the wrist. Stretching over this left leg. Turning away from me. Skandasana, front of the mat. Transfer the weight, really opening through these knees. Stretching through these inner thighs. Back to the top of the mat. Hands come down, find your high plank. Knees or toes, low plank, cobra, or upward facing dog. Pull back, downward facing dog. Let's take that once again, each side. Finding a little more range this time if you can. Lift, back knee comes down. Find that hip flexor stretch. Skandasana. Back of the mat, turning these knees out. Front of the mat. Hands come down, chaturanga. Pull back. Left side, starting to build a little bit more warmth. Lift the arms, drop the back knee, find your stretch. Skandasana. Coming up to the back of the mat, to the front of the mat. High plank, low plank, cobra or upward facing dog, pull back, downward facing dog. From here, walking the feet up to the top of the mat, hanging forward in ragdoll for a moment. Inhale, then exhale, rolling all the way up through the spine. Come to standing. We're going to take a standing balance. Grounding down strongly through the left foot. We'll hug the right knee up towards the chest. Just bring it in as much as you can. And then from there, taking the knee wide. Take the left arm out for balance. Hold here, or if it's in your practice, you've got the range, peace fingers come to the big toe, lengthen the leg out. Ooh. Hold there. And then if you can, let's try something different. Draw the knee in, take the foot across the thigh, come forward for a folded pigeon. Feeling the stretch through the outside of the hip. Place the foot down, rolling up to standing. Let's take the other side. Grounding down strongly through the right foot. Take the knee, draw it in towards you. Take the knee wide, other arm comes out. And if it's for you, peace fingers to the big toe, stretch the leg high. Really opening through that hip. And then draw the leg in, take it across the body, come forward, folded pigeon. Very nice. All right. From here, let's just come to Malasana or sumo squat. So if you're in a sumo squat, knees come wide, bring the back of the elbows to the thighs, or if you're coming to Malasana, turn the toes out a little bit more, bring the back of the arms to the knees, open through the chest. Really good one to stretch through the inner thighs here. Take a few deep breaths in your own time. Are you finding a little more range through the inner thighs? I know I am. All right, coming into another exercise. Let's take the left leg wide. And from here, bending through the inner thigh, so you feel a stretch through the inner thigh muscle. Then pull back, adductor stretch. So heel comes back towards your butt. Feeling that stretch through the inner thigh. Let's take that 2 more times. Pulse, pull back, adductor stretch. Last one. Pulse, pull back, adductor stretch. And then from here, bring this underneath leg through. Let's come into a side stretch. Hand next to the calf. Inhale, exhale, find your side bend. Feeling the stretch through the inner thigh. Try and find that sense of release rather than forcing the muscles to stretch. One more breath there. Coming up, let's take that all once again. Starting with our side lunge. Side lunge and adductor stretch. 2 more times. Pulsing down and stretching. Last one. And once again, bringing this foot through, let's come to our side stretch. Holding here, 3 really deep breaths. Allowing the body to relax into the stretch. Coming up, swapping sides. Right leg comes out, we pulse down, come up, adductor stretch. And again. Just finding that place you can feel a deep stretch without going too far. Pull back, bring the leg through, side stretch. Coming up, let's repeat that all once again. Side lunge, pull back. Really keeping open through the chest as you take the movement. Keeping our posture nice and strong. And then last time for the side stretch. Coming up, we're going to come to a supine laying down series. So I'll turn away from you so you can see what I'm doing. Just move the mic out of the way. From here, bring the legs up. Either take the legs or the feet. We're going to come into a dynamic happy baby stretch. So I want you to stretch the legs up, then draw the knees down towards the armpits. Let's take that 8 times. 6. This is 5. 4. 3. Just 2 more. Last one. And down. From there, just drop the legs back. Take them wide here. You're going to extend the right leg, just one leg at a time. Right leg, flex, point, draw the leg in. All the while, I want you squeezing through your glutes to help actively hold the leg out. Let's just take 4 each side. And left. 2 more each side. Last one. I'm feeling this in my inner thighs and hips. I imagine you are too. All right, just hug the knees in. Just give them a moment. I'm going to take one more exercise here. Either taking the legs or the big toes. I'm going to take the legs out as far as you can. Bring them back in. Let's take 7 more. And 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw them in, hug them down, just hug them in towards you. Give the hips a break. It's a lot. All right, I'll roll over. Just one more exercise, and this one's a little bit of a strengthener for our glutes. Laying down, bring the right leg, bend the right leg up, and the toe is sort of near the knee. From here, what I want you to do is to just squeeze through the glutes, so this leg. So if you can work the glute, that'll open more through the hip. Let's just take 4 each side. Ready? Squeezing through the glute. You might be most comfortable to actually put their head on the mat. And relax. Squeeze the glute. And relax. Really working through this butt. Squeeze. And relax. Last one. Squeeze. And relax. Draw that leg in, swapping sides. Knee comes wide, toe to the other knee. Here we go. Squeezing the glute. And release. And again. And release. 2 more times. Squeeze as hard as you can. And release. And again. Squeeze. And release. Let's swap sides. What happens here is by squeezing through the glutes, it allows the muscles at the front of the hip to relax. They can't hold on if the glute muscle is working. So then they open more and allow us to stretch. We'll take it once more each side. Let's go. Squeeze the glute and relax. Squeeze and relax. Squeeze. We've got one more. Squeeze. As hard as you can. Opening through that knee. And relax. Draw that leg in. Last one. Left foot comes up, knee wide. Toe to the knee. Let's go. Squeeze. And relax. And 2. And 1. We've got one more after this. Last one. And and relax. Draw the leg back, rock back to child's pose. Just take a moment there. Just allowing the body to relax a little bit. We'll take half pigeon, bringing the right leg forward. Just working through the outside of the hip for this one. Squaring off the hips, lifting nice and tall, folding forward. So now we're just working a little more through the outside of the hips. Trying to really relax down into this posture. Deep breaths. One more breath there. Inhale. Exhale, sending the breath right down through the body, down to the toes. Walk the hands up. Let's come to Gomukhasana. We'll swing this leg around. So the left leg comes around, crossing it over. I'll turn to face you. Crossing the left leg over, we've got the knees in line with the belly button, sitting up nice and tall. If this is enough, stay right here. Otherwise, folding forward. Your body, you just decide what works for you, where is enough. And then let's take the other side. Left leg in front, right leg behind, squaring off the hips. Find length, inhale, and then exhale, folding forward. A delicious stretch for the outside of the hips. Taking the time in each stretch so we can really give the body the chance to relax and really get the maximum benefit of each of the postures. Walking the hands back up, bring this leg around. Let's come to Gomukhasana. So left leg is underneath, right leg is on top. Belly button in line with the knees, either staying here or fold on forward. See if you can really relax through the upper body, through the whole body. So it's really just about the ease and the relaxation of the muscles. Lovely. Pressing back up. And then to finish off, we'll come to our middle split. So taking the legs as wide as is right for you. So finding your edge, the place that you can go to where you're feeling a good stretch, but you're not forcing it or tensing and holding on. Once you've found it, stay upright if that's enough. Otherwise, fold on forward just as far as feels right for you. It's not about forcing it in one session. It's about consistent effort and practice. And like we were doing in that exercise, laying down on the mat, can you work through your glutes? So can you squeeze your glutes so you're actively encouraging your legs to open rather than just releasing and not working through the glutes. Then from there, let's sit back up, ease back if you need. Come back into it, and then we'll take a side stretch. Right hand next to the calf, lifting the arm, inhale, exhale, side bend over. Trying to find that sense of enjoyment in each of the stretches, rather than pain. And turning the chest towards the thigh, folding over. Coming back up. Let's take the other side. Left hand next to the calf. Sweep the right arm high, folding over. We're nearly there. This is our last stretch. Making the most of this session. This time for yourself and your body. Turning your chest to the thigh, coming closer. Coming back up. And if it's for you, just for fun, you might like to walk the hands forward. Come through the middle splits, draw the legs behind you, come to a bit of a frog position, and then find your way up. And from here, it's really important, let's just turn the knees in. So just rocking the knees in gently so we give the hips a little bit of a break. Just a couple of times each side, whatever feels right for you and your body. And then when you're ready, just coming to a cross-legged seated position. Sit bones anchoring you to the mat, hands resting lightly on the thighs, opening across the chest. Find that beautiful length from the tailbone all the way up and pressing up through the crown of the head. Thank you so much for joining me for this middle split yoga flow and stretch. I hope to see you again next week where we'll do a daily stretch for the middle splits. I will see you again soon. Goodbye. Thanks for joining me for class today. If you liked this video, let me know by giving it a thumbs up and leaving a comment, and make sure to subscribe and press the bell so you're notified each time I share a new class.